Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, and I'm back with another video. Now, today is going to be another review. That's right, y'all, another review. And today's review is going to be on the 2014 South Korean period martial arts film, Kundo, Age of the Rampant. Yep, this is pretty cool. Now, to describe this film, it's basically the South Korean martial arts film version of Robin Hood and Zorro, and hell, even Iron Monkey, and even The Water Margin, to just to add on to that. Now, before I continue, just want to let y'all know, as usual, that if you hear any background noises and talking and all that, that's my family, even though I have this fan on to cancel some of that noise. Anyway, without further ado, let's continue on with the review. And I'm gonna read the synopsis of the back of this DVD as best as possible. So here goes, y'all. Age of the Rampant, 1859. The last days of the Joseon dynasty, where the wages of greed bring poverty and death. A pack of bandits calling themselves Kundo rise against the tyrant, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. In an era where status is decided by birth, this band of thieves risk their lives for honor in the name of the poor and oppressed. But for one man, a debt of bloody revenge is owed to the aristocrat that robbed him of his family and his name. Pretty good description of the film, if you ask me, y'all. Um, I gotta say, let's talk about the story, the characters, and the acting in this. The story is pretty good. Like I said before in the beginning, that it's basically the South Korean version of Robin Hood. If this takes place in like during the later years of the Joseon dynasty of Korea. Now, there's actually a Korean, an ancient Korean folklore version of Robin Hood called Hong Gil Don. You know what I'm saying? It's called the story of Hong Gil Don. It's written around in Korea around like I think the 18th or 19th century. I can't be too sure. I made a review on it not too long ago. If y'all remember, but yeah, it's said to be inspired by a historical person. You know what I'm saying, which is pretty interesting. But anyway, this film is definitely has a similar vibe to that, as well as Robin Hood and Zorro and The Water Margin and Iron Monkey. But it has its own unique flair to it, which is cool, which I definitely like. You know, I always like how these outlaw heroes were willing to become outlaws to protect, to fight for the poor, for the people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about it. In any setting, it can be set in an ancient African kingdom, like the Mali Empire, or you know what I'm saying, and it would all, or the Ashanti Empire, or um, the king or a kingdom that takes place in the country of Angola. I forgot the name of it, but anyway, I definitely like the story. I don't want to say too much because of spoilers, but it's definitely good. And the characters are very interesting, especially the main character of this film that you see in in the front of this DVD. He's also written well and acted pretty well by the actor. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if they. Let me see. Damn. But anyway, like I said, the guy who played the main character, he's pretty good in this. And you also got Ma Dong Suk, aka Don Lee, in this film, which is cool, which is pretty awesome. So he did his part well too. I ain't gonna front y'all. I definitely recommend y'all watching this in Korean with English subtitles. You know what I'm saying? Skip the English stuff. But anyway, the story, characters, and acting each get a 4.5 out of 5. Yep, that's right. All three categories get a 4.5 out of 5. All right, y'all, let's talk about the action in this film, as well as the cinematography, editing, and even the lighting to some extent. The action in this is pretty good and very well choreographed, very well shot, very well edited. And the lighting in this film is pretty good too. I definitely ain't gonna lie to you. The action is like it's like a since in ancient times, like even in Korea, that the martial arts it's primarily weapons based. So it makes sense to have some sword fights, arrow fights, archery fights, and all that good stuff, which is cool. The film as a whole was shot is shot pretty well. And I ain't gonna front you, especially that it feels like you're in the later years of the Joseon dynasty in ancient Korea, which is cool. Um, the lighting in this is also pretty good. Not too bad. You know what I'm saying, and no complaints there. Like I said, the action is choreographed well, edited well, and shot very well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the action gets a 5 out of 5 in that regard, and the editing and cinematography each get a 5 out of 5 as well, and the lighting gets a 4 out of 5. Now let's talk about the music. The music in this is pretty cool, especially one of the main things. Sounds like something out of Magnificent Seven, which is pretty cool. And for those of you that don't know, the Magnificent Seven is basically an American remake of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. So there's that. Yeah, no. Outside of that song, all the music is composed very well, and the music fits each particular scene, especially with the corrupt official. You know what I'm saying? So aristocrat, which is cool. So no complaints there. So the music definitely gets a 4.5 out of 5 in my opinion. Overall, Kundo, Age of the Rampant is a pretty good South Korean period martial arts film that I definitely recommend y'all checking out. You know what I'm saying? Um, in terms of its story, characters, action, and everything in between. So it gets a 4 out of 5 tops. Hopefully, y'all enjoy this review. Stay tuned for more and stay tuned for more other videos along the way. If y'all like this video, y'all can like it, share it. You can also subscribe to the Oaghaji 27 YouTube channel and all that other good stuff. So, yeah, with all that being said, this is your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, signing out. Peace.